Alright, welcome back to another Thursday with Thor edition. Wanted to talk about firewood. We live in the suburbs and we have a fireplace. We burn a lot of firewood, and so I typically don't buy any firewood. I get it for free. What a lot of times I do, I made a personal card up with my cell phone number and contact information, and like if I'm driving home from work or going to the grocery store or whatever, I see somebody's got a tree that they're falling down, I'll go up and talk to the people, or just put my business card, and I'll put a little note on the back that this is looking for firewood. 9 times out of 10 people are happy to get rid of the firewood, so that's typically how I get it. Just wanted to show you today. I got this. It was cut. A lot of these are cut in these. It's too big to put in the fireplace. So what I'm going to do is cut it into pieces like this, and then I'll split it up and have a couple little tricks on that too. So now we have all the wood cut up into chunks. So now what we're going to do is fire up the log splitter and then split this up. A couple things when you do this: you want to limit the amount of bending over and that you get tuckered out. So what I typically do is I'll have kind of a setup here of wood to split, and then I put it on here, and if I have bigger pieces I can slide half of it over here and work the other half. And then this here, because this is pretty dry wood, I'm going to stack it right into the shed, and we'll go from there. But I have a bucket here. What I do is I clean up the yard, I'll grab these sticks and put in there. But whenever you run across from the log splitter these little pieces like this is perfect kindling wood. And so when you start the fires in the winter, you only need just a handful, and you put in, I'll show you later in an egg carton how you can do a fire starter. So this is a piece of elm here. It's pretty dry wood. I got this about a year and a half ago, and you can see all those splits in there all the way across. If you bang it, let's see here, it's kind of that hollow sound, and so you know that that's a pretty dry piece of wood. And in comparison, this I got about 2 weeks ago, and that's a green tree. This is a piece of poplar. I've had it stacked here for a couple weeks. It's just starting to crack just a little bit, but you can feel it. It's still wet on the log net. So this will sit out here on these pallets. I'll probably try to keep this out here for a year. When everything's working right, I put the green wood out here and let it sit for a year, and then I transfer it over to the shed, and I can go over there and we can show you how I stack it in there. So yeah, my wife and I, we built this shed about 6-7 years ago, and that half we store like yard tools and things like that in it, and this side I built just for firewood. Kind of some of the things you want to do, I have this on river rock, and I have, this is deck boards. They're treated deck boards, so the air can go underneath and kind of go up, and then you can also get air in the front. What I do then is I just stack it. This is the third row from the back, and I stack each side with wood. What I try to do is have it out there for a year, then have it come in here, and then this is where I take out of to burn in the wintertime into the house. All right, so we got all that wood cut and split, and because it was so dry, I just stacked it into the shed. Yeah, it's Minnesota, and it's mid-March, so the temperature is perfect for putting up firewood because there's no humidity, no mosquitoes or bugs. So this is a great time of year to put up wood, so I'm just thrilled that I got that much wood in there. And a friend of mine already said I got 3 pallets of wood coming my way, so I'll put that, store that in the back. But there's a few things I wanted to show you that's kind of a fun thing. This here's egg carton, and I like a hearty breakfast in the morning. So we go through a bunch of eggs in our house. But this works for a perfect fire starter. This is also some dryer lint. Hang on to that. Our family is big into Scouts, so we like to try to save and reuse things as much as we can. But to create these fire starters, what you can do, you can make 4 out of these. So what you do is you just tear them in half. Obviously don't use the styrofoam ones, they have to be this paper type. But what you can do is just when you get some of this little pieces of wood and stuff like that from the splitter, I have that in that barrel, but that's really about all you need. Just put that in there, and then you put it in your firebox, and then you just take that match and touch it on there, and you'll have kindling over the top of that. But that, it's just a one match start, and it works just slick. We really done that for years, and then that's a great way to use up these egg holders. The other thing I wanted to share was we use these totes. I guess got them at a local big box store, but in the winter time, anybody in the family can just come out here and then just put your pieces of firewood on there, and usually bring in, when you come home from work at night, 2 bundles of wood is usually enough wood for the night, and so you can bring that in the house and set it down, and then you just burn out of there. And when you need more wood, you can just come out with the totes, and that's a slick little deal.